UFTV is your university and community TV station.
Tougher task for the Trojans here tonight as they welcome in Dan Chicka's St. Francis Knights, who come in at 4-1. As we look at the track standings here, as we're getting ready to go here, the officials breaking their huddle. And again, to remind you, St. Francis did win the toss and decided to take the football here to start out. We have a three-way tie for first in the track standings, the Three Rivers Athletic Conference, Toledo Central Catholic, Whitmer, and the St. Francis Knights, all three with 2-0 track marks. Two-way tie for fourth includes Findlay along with Clay at 1-1. Then a three-way tie for the bottom of the track standings, Lima Senior, Toledo St. John's, and Fremont Ross, all at 0-2. Coach Mark Ritzler's Trojans will have to play the rest of the season without their initial starting quarterback, number 6, Max Roth. Got injured last week. His season most likely finished, and we'll be seeing a lot of number 14, Garrett Krupp, for the Findlay offense tonight. As we are just about set and ready to go here, thanks for joining us on UFTV. Go to fmn.findlay.edu to find more information about the Findlay Media Network. It'll be the kicking specialist for the Trojans, number 15, Pat Dillon, to do the honors. Trojans going with the all gold tonight with the white hats, blue and white lettering and trim. Toledo St. Francis, the Knights, the traditional red, white, and blue. Red pants, red hats, white jerseys, blue and white lettering and trim. Kickoff to the Knights, and we're underway here at Donnell. Nice coverage initially, but slipping a tackle and getting to the outside before getting shoved into the Findlay bench. Number 10 for Toledo St. Francis is Jamani Russell. So we get our first look at Toledo St. Francis Knights offense, who again come in overall at 4-1 and a perfect 2-0 in the track to start out this 2019 season. Again, Findlay at 2-3 overall, 1-1 in track play. Here's the Knights' first look. As we see Kaiser at quarterback, rolling right, still rolling, and going to be brought down for a loss. And just nothing open downfield for number 17, David Kaiser, the 6'1 junior, 173-pounder wearing number 17, running the St. Francis offense. So a huge play for the Trojan defense on first down, first play of the night. Again, a much cooler evening that we've experienced the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season so far. Temperatures in the mid-50s on their way down tonight. Here is a hand coming near side off of left tackle, and it looked like it was number 26, Antwain Eulis, 5'10", 190-pound sophomore with the carry. He gets about 4 or 5 back, making it 3rd down and 11. 3rd and 11 for St. Francis here on their first drive of the evening. And a little bit of a stiff breeze. Looks like it's coming out of the north, now kind of swirling around as, of course, the field lies north to south here at Donnell Stadium. So a 3rd down and 11 for St. Francis. They do a lot of shifting here. And it's Kaiser with a ball fake. Out in the flat, tipped, and going to be nearly intercepted. As number 4, Sam Wyrock, had a shot at it as the old tip drill happened, but it looks like the Trojans are going to come away with a 3-and-out. So a nice stand by Findlay on defense to start this football game here at home tonight. It'll be number 1, Isaiah Moore, back deep to await this St. Francis punt. Snap back, nice kick into that breeze. Moore going to grab it and going to try and return it here. Up near the 35, now looking for blocks and now at all sorts of trouble. Let's see where they stop his forward momentum. Looks like around the 30-yard line, maybe the 29, since he made a move there and got buried right there. So that's where they'll spot the Trojans 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. So here comes Garrett Krupp and the Findlay offense. Krupp taking over for the injured Max Roth. Took over for Max about halfway through the second quarter last week when Roth suffered the leg or foot injury. Man in motion for Krupp. He's going to call his own number here. Get a block to the outside. Get open field. Up to midfield. And not going to have the angle. And that could very well be a late hit. Let's see if the flag gets thrown. I don't know if they threw it or not. Well out of bounds. Tackle made there by number 20, Jerome Morgan. And they're going to let it go. Boy, that was very, very close to being way out of bounds. They're going to spot him out at the St. Francis 36-yard line. So a huge hitter on the first offensive play of the game for Garrett Krupp and the Trojans. Krupp sets him up in the shotgun here. One man to his right. That is Aiden Eubanks. Man in motion. Eubanks going to get it and get forward for a couple across the 35 down to about the 34. Officially 2, it'll be 2nd down and 8. Krupp sets them up here with 4 wideouts to work with. Looking to throw here. Long ball, one-on-one coverage. Dillon nearly made a one-handed grab. One-on-one coverage, had a step on his man, but couldn't reel it in. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 8. Trojans trying to take advantage here after that big first play from scrimmage run by number 14, Garrett Krupp, the quarterback. Getting it all the way down into St. Francis territory near the 35-yard line. And now a 3rd and 8 from the 34 here. Krupp surveys the St. Francis defense, has time over the middle, intercepted, man fell down. This could be coming back. Picked off by number 20, Jerome Morgan. He is still on his feet over to the far side. Krupp trying to make the stop. He can't get him, now does hang on for dear life, and he's finally brought down in Findlay territory, but this could be interference on St. Francis. If it is, it's a huge break for the Trojans. Let's see what it is here, or it could be on Findlay. And the interception would stand. They're discussing it here. So we do have the flag laying down back between the 30 and 35-yard line. The officials talking it over here. Let's see what the call is. Going to be defensive holding. So it will not be a change of possession here. So wipe the interception off the board. So an automatic 1st down with the 10-yard penalty on St. Francis. Well, either way, it was going to be defensive holding, so that resets it to 1st down and 10 for the Trojans here. Again, you could have called either holding or pass interference. So now the ball spotted at the 24-yard line of St. Francis. Hand to Eubanks, gets up near the 20. And brought down just shy of it officially at the 21. So coming up on the 9-minute mark left here, opening period, a 2nd down and 7 upcoming here for Findlay. As they look to strike first blood in this track matchup here tonight at home against the 2-0 St. Francis Knights. Krupp calls his own number and not going to get much. Maybe to the 20 as St. Francis gang tackled him down off left tackle right there. Going to bring up 3rd down and 6. So 3rd and 6 from the 20-yard line here for the Trojans. Krupp with Eubanks on his right hip. Going to give it to him straight up the gut and get a couple up near the 16. The ball come out. St. Francis signaling that they got the football, but the official's going to mark the play down at around the 16-yard line. So decision time here for Coach Ritzler and the Trojans. I don't see any sign of the special teams coming out. Looks like they'll go for it on 4th down and 2. So our first 4th down, go for it situation of the night for either team. And it looks like the Trojans going to try and get it here. Down to 10 on the play clock as they look to the sideline. And maybe they won't run a play here as we're already down to 3, 2, and a timeout going to be called. So we'll take a break, see what they decide to do when we come back. You're watching Findlay High School football on UF TV.
As longtime supporters of Trojan Athletics, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken would like to wish a safe and successful year to all Findlay athletics. Stop and see your friends at Lee's Chicken. Go Trojans! Ohio Logistics. With over 5 million square foot of state-of-the-art warehouse space and 400 associates serving 7 states, Ohio Logistics provides all of the assets and operational support necessary to meet your most sophisticated logistics requirements. Ohio Logistics is the smart move. Go Trojans!
Back at Donnell Stadium, and after talking it over in the timeout, Trojans are going to leave the offense out there on 4th and 2. Krupp going to try and get it on his own, and he's going to lose yardage and lost the football. St. Francis going to come up with it, but it would have been turned over on downs anyway because Krupp did not have the yardage to gain. So give it back to St. Francis right there. So a stop for the night defense. So both defenses coming to play here early on in this one. We're at 7:20 to go in our opening period as we start to see darkness fall a little bit earlier than it has for the first couple of home games here at Donnell Stadium. And our second look at the St. Francis offense here, a 1st and 10 for Kaiser. And the Knights, he'll work from the shotgun, a bunched up formation on the right. And he's going to hand sweep right and still on his feet, getting the outside, turning this into a huge gainer here for St. Francis, and he could take it. Shaking tacklers all the way down the sidelines. It's Eulis, cuts across and gets brought down at around the 16-yard line. So it looked like just a simple sweep to the right, and Eulis runs past the entire Trojan defense and nearly takes it all the way. So a sideline warning called on St. Francis for being a little bit too close there as the officials and the rest of the team came down that near side or that far sideline in front of their bench. And it's going to be all the way down to the 16-yard line here for the Knights on the big run by Eulis. Official says we're ready. Wind the clock. Now under 7 minutes to go. A 1st and 10. St. Francis here from the 16-yard line. Kaiser gets it. He'll hand again. Pretty much the same play they just ran. This time to Jadian Harris, number 22. And he'll get a couple up to about the 14. 2nd down and about 8 coming up. Kaiser gets a chance to trot to the sideline to get the play officially here in the shotgun with a man to his right. Bunched up formation to the left. They're going to run it up the middle and some room down to the 5 or 4 yard line. And again, it's Harris toting the mail and picking up a 1st and goal now for St. Francis. As we come up on 6 minutes to go in our opening period, both offenses have had it so far in this one. This is St. Francis' second opportunity, and they are about 5 yards away from punching it in. And it's Eulis. Boy, he is like a bowling ball, hard to bring down. And they do get him stuffed at around the 5 or 4 yard line there. But boy, it took a lot to bring him down as he busted off that huge run a couple of plays ago. They'll mark it inside the 5 and in between the 5 and the 4 here for a 2nd down and goal. Kaiser in the short gun. He'll hand, they'll sweep right, a high tackle, and once again, Eulis hard to bring down, but the Trojans do get him, and it looks like they lose a yard or two to bring up 3rd and goal now from about the 6. Now they'll mark it officially at the 5. 3rd and goal from there for the St. Francis Knights. 5 minutes to go here in our opening period at Donnell tonight. Week number 6 of the high school football season around the state of Ohio. Kaiser will throw, corner open, caught for the touchdown. Number 14 is Charles Green. So a 5-yard touchdown pass from Kaiser to Green, and St. Francis on the board, up 6-0. And St. Francis will show the old swing the gate formation here. They'll line everybody up to the left side, send a man in motion. And they're going to snap it and go for 2 here with the holder running, and he's not going to make it. Number 23 is Rashad Craig, so they try to fool the Trojans, and they don't get away with it. So it's 6-0 St. Francis, 4:45 to go, opening period on UF TV.
As longtime supporters of Trojan Athletics, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken would like to wish a safe and successful year to all Findlay athletics. Stop and see your friends at Lee's Chicken. Go Trojans! Ohio Logistics. With over 5 million square foot of state-of-the-art warehouse space and 400 associates serving 7 states, Ohio Logistics provides all of the assets and operational support necessary to meet your most sophisticated logistics requirements. Ohio Logistics is the smart move. Go Trojans!
Back at Donnell Stadium, you're watching Findlay High School football on UF TV, our YouTube stream. Thanks for being with us on this nice, cool, crisp fall Friday evening for football in Findlay, Ohio. St. Francis scores to go up 6-0. They can't convert on the 2-point conversion, and now the ball goes into the end zone for a touchback just barely before it floated out of bounds. So the Trojans going to get the football here to start. At the 25-yard line. I'm sorry, the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Findlay from there with St. Francis up 6-0. Kaiser, a 5-yard touchdown pass on 3rd and goal to his wide receiver, Charles Green. They lined up the swing the gate on the extra point, tried to go for 2 and didn't get it. So here's the second possession of the night for the Findlay offense, with Garrett Krupp sending a man in motion near side. He'll hand, and off the left side, it's number 11, Jacob Rickman, getting a carry, the senior, and ball came out of there once again, but Rickman was down, and it'll be 2nd down for the Trojans. Looks like he got 4, make it 2nd down and 6. They'll spot it officially at the 24-yard line. Coming up on 4 minutes to play in this first period. Trojans look to the sideline for the play here. Down to 10 on the play clock here. Got a hustle here. Just now breaking the huddle. Krupp's got to recognize that. Down to 2, down to 1, and they just do get it off. Krupp looking near side. Throws in the flat. Nearly intercepted. Coverage out there by number 6. Joe Kraus, a linebacker, falling back into coverage. Had that one go right through his fingertips, and that would have been another turnover. Trojans officially with a turnover on that 4th down play. They went for deep in St. Francis territory on 4th and 2. Weren't going to get the first down anyway, but ball was knocked away from Krupp and recovered by the Knights. So now a 3rd down and 6 here for the Trojans, trailing 6-0 from their own 24-yard line. Krupp over the middle, and a little bit too far, intended for Justin Roth, number 10, sophomore wide receiver. And it's going to be a 3-and-out for the Findlay offense. And they'll need the foot of Pat Dillon to do what he's done all season long. Boom one here. Back is number 10, Jamani Russell for St. Francis, also falling back now. Number 23, Rashad Craig. Dillon gets a wobbly kick away, still pretty far, and it's going to be floating out of bounds, bouncing out of bounds at around the 31-yard line. They'll mark it officially, it looks like, at the 36. I think it initially hit one of the Trojans who was running down to cover that punt. So it nicked him right there on the shoulder pad, and that's where they'll down it at the well, we got a penalty on St. Francis. Didn't see the flag, but we see the call. And so it's not going to be marked down where we initially thought. It's going to be pushed back a little bit further thanks to the penalty. So back at around the 26-yard line is where St. Francis will take over 1st and 10. 3:39 to go, opening period. It's 6-0 Knights on our scoreboard here at Donnell Stadium. Kaiser will hand, spinning off an initial tackle there, number 22, Jadian Harris, and a nice move to spin away from the Findlay defenders to get a gain of 5 to bring up 2nd down and 5. Up to the 31-yard line. Kaiser back in that gun, gets the snap, rolls all by his lonesome to the right, fires in the flat, catch is made out near the 35-yard line. And that was number 20, Jerome Morgan, on the pitch and catch from Kaiser. So it'll bring up 3rd and about 2. Actually make it 1, 3rd and 1. From the 36-yard line. 35 rather. Needs to get to the 36 to move the chains. Let's see what the Trojans throw at him defensively here. It's going to be a run straight up the gut, and wow, into the secondary once again. Boy, these St. Francis running backs right now early on running all over the Findlay defense. Jadian Harris busts one there into Findlay territory, and a big gain and another 1st down for the Knights. That's going to be marked at the 36-yard line of the Trojans. St. Francis already with a 6-0 advantage, and looking for more here, possibly before the period comes to an end, as we're at 2:17 to go. Kaiser again in that gun. Hands, first man through. And did he lose the football? St. Francis ends up with it. I think Kaiser in the bottom of the pile came up with that football. And they're going to, looks like, lose a yard possibly. 2nd down and 11. Kaiser hands, and the Trojans right there, and a late flag coming in here to bring down number 22, Jadian Harris. Let's see what the call is. It's holding on St. Francis, so it'll be coming back even further. So with 1:31 to go in our opening period, St. Francis penalized once again after they had that big run to get into Findlay territory. Now it pushes them back to the Findlay 45-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down and 19 from here. So 2nd down, 19. Kaiser hovering near midfield, calling out the signals here for the Knights offense. Man in motion, he'll look to throw. Pressure coming, and he gets away. Pressure again, downfield, caught! And a flag down once again. We'll have to sort this one out, but a wild play there results in a completion downfield for St. Francis. But hold the phone, we got a flag. And it looks like it's going to be pass interference on Findlay, so it looks like it will stand. Minute 4 to go in our opening period here at Donnell Stadium on this Friday night. Here's the call. So St. Francis takes the result of the play, a wild play that it was, to complete it downfield and get down to the Trojan 22-yard line already with a 6-0 advantage. Knights set it up, throwing the flat. Nice juggling catch out here by Morgan.
Kaiser's pass complete to number 20, Jerome Morgan.
But not going to get much. Actually gets a couple up to the 20. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Let's see if St. Francis runs one more play. The play clock is a little bit less than the game clock. So from the Findlay 20-yard line before we end the period here. A bunched formation up to the right. Kaiser, low snap, will hand it off, and right there to bring down the ball carrier, that was Eulis. And it was number 21, Aiden Eubanks, on the defensive end, bringing us to the end of the first quarter. After one, here at Donnell, it's St. Francis 6, and the Findlay Trojans nothing on UF TV.
Ohio Logistics. With over 5 million square foot of state-of-the-art warehouse space and 400 associates serving 7 states, Ohio Logistics provides all of the assets and operational support necessary to meet your most sophisticated logistics requirements. Ohio Logistics is the smart move. Go Trojans! Taylor Auto Group. See the difference Taylor Auto Group has to offer with guaranteed credit approvals, 2,500 vehicles in inventory, and 0 down payment options. Taylor Auto Group, supporting FHS Athletics.
University of Findlay Athletics and special bonus coverage of Findlay High School Athletics, produced by UFTV for your viewing pleasure. Find us at fmn.findlay.edu or on our YouTube channel. Just look up UFTV Productions. So we're back here to Donnell Stadium. Jason Aldrich on the call tonight. It is 6-0. Toledo St. Francis leads the Findlay Trojans after one. It is a 3rd down and 11 to start the second period for St. Francis from the Findlay 23-yard line. So the teams change ends, and this play going to be blown dead, and it's going to be a false start on the offense. So we reset the clock right back to the start of the second period, since that play officially didn't count. So this technically will be the first new play of the second quarter. And instead of 3rd and 11, now 3rd and 16 for St. Francis. 3rd down, 16. Kaiser gets it, delayed hand with room, coming back the other way to the 15, to the 10, cutting inside and dragged down near the 5-yard line is Antoine Eulis. We got another flag, and it's another hold or illegal use of hands on St. Francis. So negate that play.
Ten yards from the spot of the foul. Third down.
So a block in the back is the call on St. Francis. So St. Francis now moving backward, and that's okay with the Trojans as they are now all the way back to the 32. This is going to be 3rd and forever. Officially on the board, it says 3rd down 20. So they're at the 32. They need to get to the 11 to pick up the first down here. Trojans set defensively. Kaiser now looking to throw. Pressure. And he gets grabbed and brought down for the sack. All the way back and around the 39-yard line. And that may have even forced St. Francis out of a possible field goal possibility here. And they may have to punt this, because I don't know if you have anything in the playbook to go for it on 4th and 27. Trojans are going to send out the punt receive team here. Again, from the Findlay 39. Only St. Francis taking their sweet old time here. Down to 5 on the play clock. Down to 3, 2, and I believe the Knights are going to call a timeout. They do, with 10:46 to go in the half. They lead it 6-0 over Findlay here on UF TV.
Valfilm is growing rapidly and offers great benefits and career opportunities here in Trojan Country. Located at 3441 North Main Street, Valfilm specializes in developing, manufacturing, and marketing flexible packaging. See our friends at Valfilm for your packaging needs. National Lime & Stone. Founded in 1903, the National Lime & Stone Company is today one of the major producers of crushed stone in the United States. For your construction needs, stop and see National Lime & Stone.
At a change of plans, they're going to go for it, bring the offense. They're going to chuck one down the field, and it's going to be nearly intercepted, knocked down, and a very smart play by Findlay on defense. Because if he picks it off there, he possibly gets brought down there. But instead, the Trojans take over on downs all the way up at the 39-yard line. So a super smart play by Findlay on defense. Very unselfish, smart play there. And now the Trojans hold on downs and get the football back for the offense, trailing just by a score, 6-0. So here's Krupp and the offense. Good protection, shooting one downfield, and nearly knocked away and intercepted. It was knocked away, nearly picked off. Double coverage there, intended for number 9, Ben Ireland. The Trojans try a big pass play on first down, can't convert, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 with 10:35 to go here in the first half. Krupp lines them up quickly here. He'll give to Eubanks, looking for room, not much going on as he gets to the 40, up near the 42-yard line. Actually made something out of nothing there. Got about 4, actually. Maybe even 5. Rumbled up to about the 43 to bring up 3rd down and 5 here for Findlay. Krupp hustling the offense to get lined up. 10 on the play clock here to do something with it. From the 43-yard line, he'll fake the hand, throw, flat. Dillon off his fingertips would have had the first down, but the pass a little bit too hot and too high for him And Dillon will have to stay out there and fall back into punt formation for Findlay. Well, the Trojan offense struggling here a little bit in this first half. 9:48 to go till halftime. And they trail it 6-0 and will give it back to the Knights here off the toe of Pat Dillon. Dillon standing at around his 30 or 31 yard line to take this snap. High booming kick and fair catch, and it is made by St. Francis back at around the 17 or 18 yard line where the Knights will take over. They'll mark it at the 18 with 9:41 to go in the first half of play. So here's Kaiser and the St. Francis offense with a complete shift here. And it's going to be hands straight up the gut. And the Trojans right there to snuff it out. They get it up near the 20 for a gain of about 2, and that's it. 22 was Jadian Harris. He was the ball carrier. So a gain of 2, second down 8 for St. Francis here. Kaiser gets it, hands around the corner into the Findlay secondary again, and up near the 34 or 35 yard line as Harris gets the ball for the second straight play for the Knights and picks up another first down. That'll move the chains up to the 35 yard line. .8:45 and counting left here in the first half. Another first down play here for the Knights as again they shift. Kaiser calls for it, looks to throw here. One-on-one coverage, they're going to throw the flag, and it looks like call interference on the Trojans. As it was Elisha Baxter back in coverage, one-on-one there for Findlay, and they get him for being a little bit too close on the coverage. That'll be a first down for St. Francis. So they'll mark it off here, the 15-yard penalty, and that'll get the Knights up near midfield. Actually right at midfield. A 6-0 ball game here with St. Francis scoring with 4:45 to go in the first. And they're looking for more here off the penalty on the Trojans. Kaiser going to go deep here. Man out there, one-on-one again, and a little pushing and shoving. No harm, no foul on either one. And they'll let that one go to bring up second down on the incompletion. Oh, Kaiser showing he's got the arm. He can air it out. As he'll run all the way to the sideline and run all the way back to the huddle here. Bring the play in. Down to 10 on the play clock here. Lines him up quickly. Just gets the snap off before the clock hits 0. Post pattern again. Man got separation, but too long for him. That was Green. Green has that lone touchdown catch of the night from Kaiser from 5 yards out that put him up 6-0 where we currently stand with 8:17 to go till halftime. So 2 straight incompletions brings up third down and 10 for the Knights here. You're the Findlay defense after the penalty and after another big run for St. Francis. You would like to stop them here and make them give it back to you. Kaiser again late on the play clock. Rolls in the flat, in trouble, just going to chuck it into his stands. And a flag coming. And they might call roughing the passer here on Findlay. And boy, just as you thought the Trojans defense was going to get off the field, let's wait for the official call here, but that appears to be the case. Oh, they called intentional grounding on Kaiser with no receiver in the area.
4th down.
So a loss of down brings up 4th down. And let's see what St. Francis and Coach Chipka decide to do here. They're all the way back in their own territory now after the grounding penalty, and it'll bring up 4th down. They'll have to punt it away here. They will. So a huge break for the Trojans. Initially looked like they were going to call some sort of roughing the passer on the shove on Kaiser as he threw it way out of bounds, but nobody in the vicinity, and they called grounding. And the Trojans get a partial block here. Ball going to be loose out near midfield, and oh my, if that's touched by the Trojans, that could be recovered by St. Francis because that's a loose football. All the Trojans had to do was let it roll dead. And the officials discussing no official signal yet, but St. Francis celebrating like they came up with the football. Trojans got a partial block on it, and then all they had to do was let it go. But the Knights alertly sending men down to jump on that loose ball. No.
First touching, 1st and 10, Findlay.
So that would have officially been the second touch of the football. So the official explains it very well, so it will be Trojan possession. So yeah, the initial touch was the partial block at the line of scrimmage where it floated forward out past midfield and out down where you see it down at the 43-yard line. So the Trojans catch another break here with 8:04 to go in the half, trailing 6-0. Here's Krupp giving. That's Moses Gaines into the ball game up near the 45-yard line and the 46. So a solid gain of 4 to bring up 2nd down and 6. Trojans trying to tie it up or possibly take the lead, down 6-0. Gaines again, hard running up the middle, but he's hard hit. And gets a gain of about 1, maybe. They'll give him 1 to bring up 3rd down and 6. Up near the 47-yard line. Seven minutes to go till halftime. Just 1 score in this one so far. Here's Krupp. Long ball, double coverage, and falls incomplete. Boy, it got away. I think the wind kind of took it there, and if Ireland would have been a step over near the sideline, he might have been able to make that grab. It looked like the St. Francis defender, at least one of them, either misread it or the wind did grab it a little bit and force it toward the sideline. Incomplete, and it'll be 4th down, and it looks like the Trojans will kick it away again. Here's Dillon. High, booming kick. And going to hit it about the 22 and roll, baby, roll to the 15 and out of bounds. And that's where St. Francis will take over with 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go till halftime. So St. Francis gets it right back after the Trojans partially block a Knights punt and then nearly turn it over. But the officials say the initial touch caused the ball to be dead. but the Trojans unable to do anything with it, going 3 and out. Well, St. Francis offense back on the field, up 6-0 here. From the 15-yard line. Kaiser will hand on that sweep play, and nothing doing there. Nice read by the Trojan defense to stuff it. They lose a yard, 2nd down and 11. Knights deep in their own territory. Kaiser back in that traditional shotgun. Kind of a toss, flanker pass play, and the Trojans force it out of bounds. And I think right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain to bring up 3rd down and 11, maybe 12. Ball spotted at the 14-yard line. Clock will stop since the play was forced out of bounds. Again, just one score to report so far, 6-0. That came with 4:45 to go in the opening quarter on a short touchdown pass from Kaiser to Green. Now 3rd and call it 12 here from the 13.5 or 14-yard line. Pressure, they set up the screen. Caught, 20, 25, 30. That's going to be a 1st down, perfectly executed by the St. Francis Knights. As the pressure was coming and Kaiser threw it right over the pressure into the waning arms of his back, who took it upfield and got brought down at the 32-yard line. That'll keep the clock moving as well here. Three receivers far side. Looks like a double tight end formation. One back. Kaiser throws a screen. 35, 40. About a gain of 9 on that play there, as it was grabbed by number 23, Rashad Craig. Second down and 1 upcoming here for St. Francis. They'll send 2 receivers near side. They'll shift again on the line of scrimmage. Trojans move, and I think they got into the neutral zone. So on the 2nd and short, we go back to 1st and 10. Because of the 5-yard encroachment penalty on the defense. That moves the ball up to the 46-yard line. 4:20 and a moving clock here left in this first half of play. Kaiser going long, down the sideline, out there, and nearly a great acrobatic catch made by Craig. I think a little disappointed in himself that he didn't come up with it down and around the 20-yard line. So they take a shot there, incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Knights really take their time here on offense. They got 3 to snap it. I don't think they're going to get this one off. And there's the flag, delay a game. Well, They must have got the timeout before the penalty. So we'll take a break. 4:02 to go till halftime. It's 6-0 St. Francis on UF TV.
Taylor Auto Group. See the difference Taylor Auto Group has to offer with guaranteed credit approvals, 2,500 vehicles in inventory, and 0 down payment options. Taylor Auto Group, supporting FHS Athletics.
Back at Donnell Stadium off the St. Francis timeout. They must have got the timeout called before the flag came out and before the play clock expired on that second down play. 4:02 to go in the half. St. Francis leads it here over Findlay at Donnell, 6-0. So we're back to live action on this second down and 10. Man in motion for Kaiser. Pressure coming, set up screen again. Opposite side of the field, nobody there on the sideline. Cutting back across the grain. This could go. It will. Touchdown, St. Francis. I don't see any flags. 45 yards downfield to number 20, Jerome Morgan. And the Knights have their second touchdown of the night. And again, they line up the old swing the gate here. And now it looks like they'll go into the more traditional kicks try here with number 85 out there, Jarrett Puckett. And they got to snap it here in 2 seconds. They do. And Puckett gets it over to make it 13-0 St. Francis. Findlay getting the ball when we come back on UF TV.
Valfilm is growing rapidly and offers great benefits and career opportunities here in Trojan Country. Located at 3441 North Main Street, Valfilm specializes in developing, manufacturing, and marketing flexible packaging. See our friends at Valfilm for your packaging needs. National Lime & Stone. Founded in 1903, the National Lime & Stone Company is today one of the major producers of crushed stone in the United States. For your construction needs, stop and see National Lime & Stone.
Back at Donnell Stadium, Jason Aldrich with you on this Friday night on UF TV and our YouTube channel. Here at Donnell Stadium, the Findlay Trojans now at a 13-0 hole to the Toledo St. Francis Knights as the Knights score and the ball gets blown off the tee. A little bit of a breeze out there tonight, and they'll try it again from the 40-yard line. So the Knights strike with a 45-yard screen pass from Kaiser to Morgan. And they have the kicker kick the extra point this time and makes it a 13-0 lead for the visitors from up north. Puckett to kick it away. High, end over end. If it goes into the end zone, it's an automatic touchback, and it is. So Findlay will take the football at the 20-yard line. Trojan offense has struggled a bit tonight. Let's see if they can get something here before the half comes to an end. Now down 2 scores, 13-0. Here's the hand, right side. Number 4 is Sam Wyrock, as he will take it into the St. Francis bench area. And he gets about 8 yards to bring up second down and 2. Mark him out at the 28-yard line. Clock continues to move, 3:25 and counting left. Krupp looking to throw this time, bubble screen. Isaiah Moore, but he's brought down at around the 25-yard line to lose a couple. St. Francis read it like a book. And the Trojans unable to gain any yards on that play It'll bring up 3rd down and 4. Clock now under 3 minutes left in our first half. And again, now a 2-score advantage for St. Francis. Krupp trying to hustle in the play here to the offense. Just need 4 to keep the drive alive here. Krupp gets it. Near side throw. And let's see, are they going to say the catch is made? It looks like they did. At about the 34-yard line, that'll be enough to move the chains. So a nice comeback route by Isaiah Moore to slide and make that catch. And that moves the chains for the Trojans and keeps the drive alive with 2:20 and counting left here. So from the 34-yard line, 1st and 10, reset it here. Krupp out of the pocket, long downfield, and incomplete. So that'll stop the clock. Exactly 2 minutes to go. And give the Trojans a chance to regroup here, bringing up this 2nd down and 10. Draw play here. Wyrock gets it up across the 35, marked down at 36. That'll be 3rd down and 8 now for the Trojans. As we hit 90 seconds to go in the half. Krupp, good protection. And incomplete. Behind his intended receiver, number 9, Ben Ireland. One-on-one coverage. And not able to complete it downfield. The Trojans will be forced to give it away here again late in the first half. And if you're St. Francis, you're hoping for decent field position and a chance to get the ball downfield, maybe get some more points before the half comes to a close here. Let's see what Dillon can do with the punt here for the Trojans. And we got a whistle, stoppage of play here, timeout, St. Francis. 1:21 to go in the half. They lead it 13-0 over Findlay High on UF TV.
Ohio Logistics. With over 5 million square foot of state-of-the-art warehouse space and 400 associates serving 7 states, Ohio Logistics provides all of the assets and operational support necessary to meet your most sophisticated logistics requirements. Ohio Logistics is the smart move. Go Trojans! The place to go for your eye care needs, Spectrum Eye Care. Located at 15840 Medical Drive South, Suite A in Findlay, Ohio. Spectrum Eye Care focuses on outstanding eye care through innovation and compassion. Stop and see the tremendous staff at Spectrum Eye Care. Go Trojans!
Interesting here, St. Francis, nobody back to receive this punt. Oh, Dillon just going to kick it away, and now it's going to bounce forward for St. Francis and be downed at the 25-yard line. So an interesting strategy there by Coach Chipka and the Knights not to have anybody back. They didn't send the bull rush in order to block it either, but they do get the benefit of the bounce back upfield, so it'll be at the 25-yard line. With 1:11 to go in the half, and St. Francis up 13-0. Let's see if the Knights come out aggressive here. But But also looking at the board, I don't think they have any timeouts left. Decent run here by number 22, Jadian Harris, as he'll get 5 up to the 30 to bring up 2nd down and 5. Under a minute to go. St. Francis doesn't seem to be in any sort of hurry up here. Again, with a 2-score lead here in the half winding down. Halftime, we'll try to get the official numbers and get those on the screen for you. And of course, the second half play-by-play coming up as well. Final 30 seconds here. 2nd down and 5. Straight up handoff, and the Trojans right there to rip them down. And I think Findlay might take a timeout here. They will, with 23 seconds to go. We'll keep it right here. Remind you that the Findlay Media Network is a student-run, nonprofit news and entertainment organization at the University of Findlay, comprised of the University of Findlay Television, UFTV, 88.3 WLFC, the Pulse newspaper, and public relations. FMN is able to provide an array of programming, production services, and hands-on experience for U of F students because of the support from viewers and listeners like you. Of course, the Findlay Oilers back in action after putting up 75 last week. They are 2-2, 1-1 in GMAC play, and they are at home here at Donnell tomorrow night with Kentucky Wesleyan. 7 o'clock kickoff for that one here on UFTV. As we get back to action here on this 3rd down play coming up here for the St. Francis Knights, the Trojans electing to call a timeout there to stop the clock with 23 seconds to play in the half. Kaiser handoff, and they're not going to get much, and I believe Coach Ritzler going to use his final timeout of the half here and force St. Francis to punt this football back to him. So again, this reminder, go to fmn.findlay.edu to find more information about the Findlay Media Network. Again, was talking about the Oilers tomorrow, 7 o'clock, right back here at Donnell Stadium. Then on the 12th, they are at Walsh for a 1 o'clock kick. And then 2 weeks from now, October 19th, they are back at home for a key matchup in the GMAC with Hillsdale. And that'll be a noon kickoff on the 19th here at Donnell Stadium. We have one more Findlay High Trojan home game for the season. 4 down, 1 to go, and we got a few weeks to get there. October 25th on a Friday night, bringing in I-75 rival Lima Senior. So back to live action, 4th down and 3. Trojans coming, trying to get the block. They don't get it. Punt gets out of there, and going to take a St. Francis roll here to the 25 as the clock continues to move, and it's down. It looks like with 4 seconds to go, back deep in Trojan territory. So I would assume the Trojans will take a knee here and take it into the half. We have 4 seconds on the clock here, 4 seconds to play. Would they take a shot this deep in their own territory? They're at the 24-yard line. Again, basically time for one play. St. Francis with a couple of tall guys deep here just in case the Trojans decide to heave it down the field here. Krupp will go in the shotgun, so he's not going up under center to kneel on this. But he will kneel in the shotgun instead. And that'll end the first half of play. 13-0. The Toledo St. Francis Knights lead the Findlay Trojans here at halftime in Three Rivers Athletic Conference play. And we have reached halftime. Again, we'll try and get our hands on those official first half numbers for you and post those on the screen and come back with the second half play-by-play on UF TV. Back at Donnell Stadium as halftime is just about ready to wrap up here. Teams making their final warm-ups and preparations for the second half of play. There you see on the screen, halftime score is the Toledo St. Francis Knights 13, the Findlay High School Trojans nothing. Some of the numbers highlighted there in the first half of play. Total yards, St. Francis dominating this football game right now, 243 compared to Findlay's 69. Passing yards, St. Francis 116 through the air, Findlay just 6. Rushing the ball, not much better for the Trojans, just 63 yards. St. Francis has 138 yards on the ground. First downs, Findlay only able to muster 2 in the entire first half, and St. Francis had 10. Turnovers, Trojans 1, St. Francis none. Time of possession being dominated by St. Francis, as you see the numbers on your screen there as well. So 13-0, the Trojans with a little bit of their work cut out for them here in the second half of play in this one, but they knew coming in this would be a challenge with the St. Francis Knights at 2-0. Of course, on top of the track with them are Whitmer and Toledo Central Catholic, both at 2-0. And of course, Whitmer knocked off Findlay a couple of weeks ago. Clay and Findlay in the middle of the pack in the track through 5 weeks, and actually through 2 weeks of track play, 1-1. Lima Senior, Toledo St. John's, and Fremont Ross all tied at the bottom with 0-2 marks within track play. Again, the Trojans after tonight have just one more home game remaining. They are at Clay next week. They are at Toledo St. John's on the 18th. On the 25th is when we're back here with you on UFTV for Trojan football on a Friday night with I-75 rival Lima Senior coming to town. And then the Trojans close out the campaign on November 1st up in Toledo against the Central Catholic Irish. So just getting ready to start the second half of play here. Again, it is 13-0 in favor of St. Francis. St. Francis with a touchdown late in the first quarter and late in the second quarter. Kaiser, 2 touchdown passes, 1 of 5 yards to Green. They tried the swing the gate 2-point attempt and didn't get it. Led 6-0 at the end of 1. Then late in the first half with 3:50 to go till halftime, Kaiser, a 45-yard touchdown pass to Morgan. It was more of a 5-yard screen pass, and Morgan took it the rest of the way. This time Puckett would knock through the point after try and give us our score where we are right now by a count of 13-0. The Trojans will be receiving the football to start the third quarter on, again, a nice, cool, crisp fall evening here at Donnell Stadium. And again, weather has not been a factor other than folks bringing jackets, hoodies, hats, maybe even some sweatshirts to bundle up a little bit as temperatures falling into the mid-50s here throughout the night. Here's the second half kickoff, another deep one, and it's going to be caught and in the end zone. That's an automatic touchback, so more kind of tippy-toeing the goal line there, and once you cross the goal line, it is an automatic stoppage of play, and the Trojans will take the football 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. So the Trojans, who have struggled on offense with Garrett Krupp at quarterback, need to get something going here as we start the third quarter of play. So here's Krupp setting him up. 2 receivers far side, 2 to the near side. 1 tailback, and he'll get the football. And across the 20 up to about the 22 for a gain of 2. Is number 21, Aiden Eubanks. Krupp runs to the sideline to get the play here on 2nd down and 8. Trojans in a 13-0 hole here just underway, second half. Same formation for Krupp here again. He'll hand again to Eubanks, and he'll fall forward. Ball squirted out of there, but I believe they're going to say he was down, and it'll still be Trojan football. So another gain of 2 to bring up 3rd down and 6. Nearly a minute gone by here in this third quarter. Trojans need to pick this up and get some momentum going on offense here. Trips receivers near side, one to the far side. Krupp surveys the defense and a false start on Findlay. So move them back 5 instead of 3rd and 6. It'll be 3rd and 11. Mark it back at the 19-yard line. Again, 3 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. St. Francis stunning on defense here. Krupp looking downfield, near side Moore. Does he make the catch? I believe he did. And it's going to be shy, though, of the first down by a couple of yards. Caught it at the 28. And it'll be 4th and about 2, so the Trojans bring on the punt team. So the Findlay offense unable to get something going here to start this second half. St. Francis with 2 men back deep to receive this punt off the toe of Pat Dillon. High twisting kick and going to be grabbed and looking to get out of trouble here. Slippery St. Francis returner here is number 23, Rashad Craig, and returns it all the way up to the 45-yard line. So excellent field position for the Knights to take over, holding the Trojans on the 3 and out to get the punt on their first possession of the second half, and a 13-0 advantage for St. Francis. David Kaiser and the Knight offense trotting back out. Kaiser stays in the 4 to 5 yard shotgun, hands off, and falling forward to about the 48-yard line is Eulis, number 26. He has had some good runs tonight out of the St. Francis backfield. He'll get 3 to bring up 2nd down and 7. Kaiser gets it. Will hand to Eulis again. This time he slipped and may have lost a yard. He did. Back at around the 47. So it'll bring up 3rd and 7. 3rd and 8, rather, after losing the yard. Coming up on 9 minutes to play in this third quarter. And Findlay still with that goose egg on the scoreboard and down 2 scores, 13-0. Trips receivers go far side, actually just 2. 1 trots completely off the field. And St. Francis a little discombobulated. They're going to take a timeout. We will as well with 8:55 to go in the third. 13-0 St. Francis on UF TV.
Taylor Auto Group. See the difference Taylor Auto Group has to offer with guaranteed credit approvals, 2,500 vehicles in inventory, and 0 down payment options. Taylor Auto Group, supporting FHS Athletics. As longtime supporters of Trojan Athletics, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken would like to wish a safe and successful year to all Findlay athletics. Stop and see your friends at Lee's Chicken. Go Trojans!
Back at Donnell Stadium off the timeout by the St. Francis Knights to try and figure out what they want to do here on this 3rd and 8. They'll throw a lateral out of the backfield and squirting up the field, dancing around and going to get the first down and then some down the sideline and then blasted out of bounds is number 10, Jamani Russell. But he gets more than enough to move the chains for the Knights, and an exciting play out of the backfield there, basically a lateral to him. And he took it all the way down to the Trojan 30-yard line. Here you see his spin move on the replay. And down the sideline, gets nailed hard out of bounds. Well, just shy of the 30, officially at the 31, a 1st and 10 for the Knights. And they may have to burn another timeout here. They're down to 2 on the play clock here. And they have burned their second of their 3 timeouts here in the last minute. We'll take a break. 13-0 St. Francis leads the Findlay Trojans on UF TV.
National Lime & Stone, founded in 1903. The National Lime & Stone Company is today one of the major producers of crushed stone in the United States. For your construction needs, stop and see National Lime & Stone. The LaRich family of dealerships is a proud sponsor of Findlay High School athletics. You'll find a great deal on all new and used vehicles at the LaRich family of dealerships. See the experts at LaRich Chevrolet Cadillac in downtown Findlay and Toyota Subaru on the corner next to Best Buy. Best of luck to both teams.
The middle. And up near the 26-yard line before he's brought down is Eulis once again. Well, St. Francis has burned 2 of their 3 second-half timeouts here, and we have 8:28 and counting to go in the third. That might come back to bite him here if this is a close football game with only that 1 timeout now left. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6 here. Now into Trojan territory, though, at the 27-yard line. Kaiser with that shift on offense here again, down to 7 on the play clock. It's the high snap, bobbles it, and just has to fall forward, basically, and get back near the line of scrimmage. And going to bring up 3rd and 6 here. From the 27. Kaiser waits on the shotgun snap. He'll give off left tackle around the corner up near a 1st down. A run by Jadian Harris there. Let's see where they mark him. Looks like he's a yard shy, so 4th and 1. I would expect the Knights and Coach Chipka to go for it here. Looks like they'll run an extra fullback into the game or a tight end. And probably try to get this on a hard run play here. Looks like a power I formation with a fullback and a tailback behind Kaiser. Traditional setup formation here. He's going to take it and throw, though. And incomplete. So they gamble and try to throw down near the 5-yard line, and the Trojans had it well covered and get a stop on defense to give the ball back to the offense here. So kind of a surprising play call there by St. Francis on that 4th and 1. They decide to play fake and throw over the middle, and it goes incomplete. So the Trojans get a stop with 6:37 left on our clock here in the 3rd quarter. So here's Garrett Krupp. He'll hand. Looks like Eubanks back there, churning forward across the 25 up near the 27. Ball carrier was number 4, Sam Wyrock. And he's back in the backfield once again. Give him 5, 2nd down and 5. And they'll give it to him again. Not much here. Ball came out. Nope, they're going to come in and signal down, I believe. And the St. Francis players can't believe it. And it's going to stay Findlay football. So a 3rd and 5 upcoming here for the Trojans. St. Francis players wanted that turnover there, but they don't get it. Now they're urging their crowd on the visitor sideline to come to life here for them on this big 3rd down play. And Findlay's got a hustle here. Down to 6 on the play clock. They're just getting up to the line. They may have to burn a timeout here unless they get it off. And Coach Ritzler sees the clock and calls a timeout. 5:21 to go in the 3rd. Findlay down 13-0. Big 3rd down play coming up when we come back on UF TV.
The place to go for your eye care needs, Spectrum Eye Care, located at 15840 Medical Drive South, Suite A in Findlay, Ohio. Spectrum Eye Care focuses on outstanding eye care through innovation and compassion. Stop and see the tremendous staff at Spectrum Eye Care. Go Trojans! Valfilm is growing rapidly and offers great benefits and career opportunities here in Trojan Country. Located at 3441 North Main Street, Valfilm specializes in developing, manufacturing, and marketing flexible packaging. See our friends at Valfilm for your packaging needs.
Back to live action, 3rd down and 5 for the Trojans. Going long, looking for Dillon. He pushes off and gets the catch. And I don't see a flag. Boy, the St. Francis defenders came over and said, "Ref, where's the offensive pass interference flag?" They don't get it. 1st down Trojans. Boy, it really did look like Dillon used his arms to get a little extra space to make that grab, but the Trojans need to get something going here now off that spark. Wyrock off right tackle with some yards into St. Francis territory before he's brought down hard. And they'll mark him ahead at the 43. Now we got a late flag and some rough stuff coming up here, as that was well after the play. Let's see who they call it on. Officials discussing it here, but that well after the play was over. And it looks like the Trojans trying to plead their case not to have it called on them. Well, it's number 15 of the offense, actually, Mr. Official. And they'll move them back 15. So Pat Dillon gets called for the personal foul penalty, and that'll mark the Trojans all the way back to their own 42. So after Dillon makes the big play, after probably getting away with one, maybe call it a makeup call on the very next play. Eubanks back in the backfield for the Trojans, running hard off left tackle and gets it up near the 47-yard line. So after that 1st and 22, it'll be 2nd down and 17 now after that gain of 5. Krupp awaits the snap. Bubble screen out to the near side to Moore. He's going to be met and stopped. And a flag on the far sideline here. So we got another penalty to sort out here. This one looks like, let's see. Is it going to be on Findlay again?
Only had 11 players in formation. The down counts, 4th down.
So that does count. So we now go to 4th down, and the Trojans will obviously have to punt it away here. So 4th down now and 19. I think the Findlay sideline is trying to say that it should be 3rd down, but they say the last down counted, so it's now 4th down, and clock is ticking, so the Trojans better snap it here. Dillon will punt. And it's going to be rather short, but take a huge roll and then grabbed by one of the St. Francis players going backwards. He is in a lot of trouble here, and he is going to be brought down at around the 4-yard line. What a huge mistake by St. Francis there. You just got to let that ball go, get out of the way. The Trojans were probably going to down it somewhere around the 15. But instead, he fields it, as you see here on the replay, and goes completely backwards. And that is near disaster for the Knights on that punt return. I mean, he could have been brought down in the end zone for a safety. He could have coughed it up, and the Trojans could have recovered it for a touchdown. A bunch of stuff could have happened on that play, but instead, St. Francis will take over 1st and 10 from the 4. Trying to get it upfield, but not much further than maybe the 5 or maybe the 6, and that's about it. So a 2nd down and 9 upcoming here. Boy, if you're the Trojans, you want a quick 3 and out right here and force St. Francis to give it right back to you deep in their own territory. 3.5 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Kaiser near his goal line, up the middle, a little bit of room now, out to the 10, and just past the 10, hard running by Jadian Harris. So it's going to bring up 3rd and about 5. Ball resting right at the 10-yard line near the left hash. Big play here for the Trojan defense on 3rd and about 5. Oh, and a man moves on the line. That's going to move him back 5. So the Knights right now not able to get out of their own way on a couple of plays here. And that'll move it back to the 5-yard line, 3rd and 9. As we're at 2:47 and counting now, left here 3rd quarter. And they're going to hand, and still on his feet, and then brought down is Harris. And a nice hold for the Trojan defense, 3 and out. And St. Francis will punt it from the shadow of their own goalpost here. A 13-0 advantage for the Knights here at Donnell Stadium tonight. Let's see if the Trojans bring a rush here. Maybe try to block this one, recover it, or knock it out of the end zone. They're coming, and they don't get it. A nice line drive kick, well past the 50-yard line. Moore going to grab it. If he can get by one man, he's got a little room here. Coming to the near sideline, and he will get up near midfield, and we got a flag coming in. Let's see if that's going to be an illegal block or a block in the back on the Trojans. .154 to go in our 3rd quarter. Quick moving 3rd quarter here at Donnell tonight as the officials converge. And we'll get the explanation here.
During the return, personal foul, blindside block, number 27 of the return team, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, 1st down. Also, sideline warning, Findlay. That's their 1st of the game.
So now we've got each club with a sideline warning. St. Francis had one early on in the 1st quarter. The Trojans now get theirs, but a much worse penalty with a block in the back. So instead of having the ball from the punt return at midfield, they're back at the 35-yard line. Down 2 scores, 13-0 here at home to Toledo St. Francis here in week 6 of high school football on a cool fall Friday night. Krupp in trouble, goes down back near the 30. Actually, they'll spot him at the 32, so it'll be 2nd and 13 upcoming here for the Trojans. .90 seconds to go in our third quarter. Trips receivers out, and actually two receivers, double tight ends. One setback who gets the football out of the backfield looking for the corner is number 11, Jacob Rickman, and not much doing there, maybe a yard or two. Good pursuit by St. Francis on defense. Final minute of our third quarter. And the score has not changed since halftime. 13-0, Toledo St. Francis on top. A ball up near the 35-yard line where they initially started this drive. And it'll be 3rd down and 10 here for the Trojans. Krupp in the shotgun. Trips receivers near side. Looking downfield. Going to heave it. Up into coverage. Nearly intercepted. It hits the ground. Looks like the closest receiver was number 10, Justin Roth. And it falls to the turf, and the Trojan offense sputters again. Will be forced to give it back to St. Francis here. Late third quarter. So Dillon out to punt it away once again for Findlay. St. Francis with a little pressure, but Dillon gets off a boomer. Going to be fielded back at the 21 and then brought down right there. Great coverage by the Trojans on special teams. 9 seconds to go now in our third quarter. So St. Francis gets the ball now with 9 seconds remaining and probably will run one final play here of this third quarter. Again, the Knights on top, 13-0. And again, they take over at their own 21-yard line here. Probably the final play of our third period here. Man comes in motion for Kaiser. He will hand off left tackle, still running, and gets some nice blocks downfield, getting the ball all the way up near the 29-yard line. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. After 3, Toledo St. Francis 13, the Findlay Trojans nothing on UF TV.
As longtime supporters of Trojan Athletics, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken would like to wish a safe and successful year to all Findlay athletics. Stop and see your friends at Lee's Chicken. Go Trojans! Ohio Logistics. With over 5 million square foot of state-of-the-art warehouse space and 400 associates serving 7 states, Ohio Logistics provides all of the assets and operational support necessary to meet your most sophisticated logistics requirements. Ohio Logistics is the smart move. Go Trojans!
University of Findlay and Findlay High School Athletics produced by UF TV for your viewing pleasure. Find us at fmn.findlay.edu or our YouTube channel, which you're viewing here tonight, and look up UF TV Productions. That is our channel on YouTube. Jason Aldrich along with the rest of the UF TV crew here on site at Donnell Stadium tonight as we get to the fourth quarter, and St. Francis with the football and a 13-0 advantage here in this track matchup here tonight. Shifting offense, we've seen this all night long from St. Francis. Little skip pass or push pass up ahead to number 23, Rashad Craig. More like a glorified handoff, but it counts as a pass completion for Kaiser. And that'll get them, well, looks like maybe nothing. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 3. I don't know why the yard marker is keeping it at second down. It should be third down here. And I don't think it's going to matter anyway here. They're going to get the first down here all the way up to about the 34-yard line. So that'll reset the chains for the Knights. And so St. Francis can afford to take their sweet old time here with a 2-score lead here starting this final period of play, and now with the football, and Kaiser with pressure coming, and he goes down. Boy, where did that pressure come from Aiden Eubanks? He came out of literally nowhere. Look at this on the replay. Just ran by the entire St. Francis offensive line and made the sack. What a play for Eubanks on Findlay's defense to bury St. Francis and bring up a second and forever. Second down and 19 from back of the 25-yard line. Clock continues to move, 10:20 and counting. St. Francis with only that one timeout left in their pocket. Here's Kaiser. Pressure again. They set up the screen. Now they've been successful with this all night, and they get a lot of yards back here up to the 35. Still going to be well shy of a first down. Going to bring up 3rd and 9. So they get 10 of it back. But that screenplay has beaten Findlay a number of times, including for a 45-yard touchdown pass with 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go in our first half. Now, the last score we've had in this football game was one of those screen passes by St. Francis. Kaiser on 3rd down. Draw play here, coming near side and being pushed out of bounds near the 40. And that's not going to be enough. So a nice hold by Findlay on defense here. And it looks like the St. Francis punt unit is coming out to kick it away. 9:20 to go in the ball game. And again, still a 2-score game, 13-0. And Findlay getting the ball back here. But their offense has not done much tonight. Got to watch out for any sort of trickery here from St. Francis on this 4th and 5. As a shanked kick here is going to go out of bounds. You know, Findlay did block one earlier in this game, and they sent the house there. But I think they just more than bothered the kicker there and had him rush that kick. I don't think anybody blocked it. And it goes out of bounds all the way up at the 45-yard line. So great field position here for the Trojans and the offense to do something with it here. 9:15 to go in our contest. And again, they trail it 13-0. Krupp sets the offense here. Gets the snap. Looks downfield, going to heave it. One-on-one coverage. And a catch is made by Moore. Still on his feet. He gets it inside the 5. Huge play for the Trojans on offense. Isaiah Moore makes the grab. Here's the replay. What a throw by Krupp. And Moore coming back to the football, makes the grab at the 10. And stays on his feet, nearly gets away for a score. And it's going to be 1st and goal at the 3. Oh, a huge opportunity here for the Trojans. Krupp will fake and get in for the touchdown. Ball fake on the option. And Garrett Krupp scores, and Findlay is on the scoreboard with 8:47 to play. So a 3-yard touchdown run makes it 13-6. Point after here would make it 13-7. And here's Wilcox on to try it. The holder is Austin Hostler. Kick away. And he got it. 13-7. Trojans back within 6. 8:47 to go on UF TV.
Ohio Logistics. With over 5 million square foot of state-of-the-art warehouse space and 400 associates serving 7 states, Ohio Logistics provides all of the assets and operational support necessary to meet your most sophisticated logistics requirements. Ohio Logistics is the smart move. Go Trojans! The place to go for your eye care needs, Spectrum Eye Care, located at 15840 Medical Drive South, Suite A in Findlay, Ohio. Spectrum Eye Care focuses on outstanding eye care through innovation and compassion. Stop and see the tremendous staff at Spectrum Eye Care. Go Trojans!
Back at Donnell Stadium and a brand new ball game for you here, folks. 8:47 to go. And the St. Francis lead of 13-0 has been cut down to 6, 13-7, as the Trojans finally strike. A huge pass play gets them down first and goal at the 3. And then Garrett Krupp calls his own number on the quarterback option, takes it in from 3 yards out. The point after good, and it's 13-7. So let's see what the Trojans do on the kickoff here. And they're going to line drive it here. It's going to be scooped up at the 15-yard line. Running laterally now, getting away for some tacklers and getting out into open field across the 40 is the return man, Rashad Craig. Man, he is dangerous. And an excellent return, and we got a Trojan hobbling off the field here, number 32, Branson Barker. And boy, we got, of course, Roth on the sideline in street clothes. Also in street clothes next to Roth on the Trojan sideline is number 3, Parker Fetterman. So St. Francis takes over. Good return on the kick return out to the 42-yard line. Trojans would love another 3 and out here to get the football back. Handoff and a hard hit, and Eulis going nowhere that time. He'll lose a couple back near the 41. Actually a loss of 1, second down and 11. 13-7 is the St. Francis lead. The Trojan defense is stiffened here in the second half. St. Francis with all of their points so far in this one, all in the first half. Oh, second down, 11. Kaiser gets, looks to throw, pressure, steps out of it, now throws out of bounds. He was called for an intentional grounding earlier in the game, and I think some on the Trojan sidelines maybe wanted that call there again with no receiver in the vicinity, but he was well out of the box and running toward the sideline. Third down and 11 with the clock stopped. 8 minutes to go in regulation. Big play for the Trojan defense here. Kaiser shifts him from the right side to the left. He'll hand straight through, right side, brought down across the 45 to the 46. Jadian Harris with a hard run, but it'll bring up fourth down, and I believe St. Francis and Coach Chipka will punt it away. So the Trojans get what they want on defense, a 3 and out for the time being. Fourth down and 5, and it looks like St. Francis will punt it away. And Isaiah Moore made that electric long play on the last offensive possession for the Trojans. Short snap here, and he does get it away, and they run into him. Oh, what a bad break for the Trojans. Going to be down by St. Francis. Now, if it's only a 5-yard penalty, well, it still might be close to a first down, but let's see. going to depend on what they call here. It is a personal foul.
Result and a first down.
And that is going to give the ball back to St. Francis. What a tough break for the Trojans. And the special teams as they run into the punter and they call the roughing, and it's a 15-yard penalty. Plus on fourth down, they had them stopped. They were getting the football back, and now it's right back into the hands of the St. Francis offense with 7:21 to go. And the Knights up 13-7 and get a huge break and get the football back after the Trojans had stopped them on a 3-and-out. Motion play here. Eulis going nowhere. Brought down hard and around the 40-yard line. Brandon Hamilton on the stop and the slam down on the turf. And now we got a stoppage of play as Eulis, who was spun down hard, might have twisted his ankle and gets up a little hobbled. And he's going to need a little bit of help getting off. So the ball back now at the 40-yard line. Loss of 2 brings up second down and 12 for St. Francis. 7:09 to play. And again, a 13-7 score. Knights on top. Trying to take advantage of a huge break they got a moment ago on a roughing the punter, the call that gave him the football back. Here's Kaiser looking to throw over the middle. Too high, incomplete. Intended for number 1, Joe Petro. Haven't called his name yet tonight. 6'3", 215-pound junior tight end for Toledo St. Francis. So that incompletion helps the Trojans because it stops the clock. 6:59 to go and a 3rd and 12 upcoming here for St. Francis. Kaiser, bubble screen. Out in the flat, and let's see where they mark him. I believe it's going to be enough. It will be at the 25-yard line for a first down. So a big 3rd and 12 conversion there. Looks like they get about 14 on the play and move the chains. So a fresh set of downs for the Knights. That's a huge pickup for them, nursing this 13-7 lead. Now again, the Knights can afford to take some time off this clock here, although it's not moving currently after the stoppage of play. Throwback play, they go to Petro again, and he is gang tackled as he gets across the 25 down to around the 24. So a gain of 2 brings up second down and 8 now for the Knights. 6.5 to play. St. Francis 13, Findlay 7. Trojans trying to make another defensive stand here after they initially did, but then gave the ball back to St. Francis on a roughing the punter call. And again, the Knights in no big hurry here. Down to 10 on the play clock. 6:12 and counting left in the game in regulation. Here's that bubble screen out of the backfield, and they grab him and bring him down. Big number 62 on the play for the Trojans. Almost a one-handed tackle there. Also saw number 21, Aiden Eubanks, flying around all over on defense for the Trojans tonight. Another big 3rd down here. 3rd and 10 from the Findlay 26-yard line. Kaiser, post pattern. Ball knocked away, incomplete. Both the receiver and the defender fighting for it. No flags. And it's 4th down, decision time for Coach Chipka and the Knights. Here's the replay. Just basically a ball up for grabs down at around the 4 or 3-yard line. And will the Knights try a field goal here? It looks like they will. This is going to be a long one for high school This is going to be about a 43-yarder from the 33. This would give them another 2-score lead here if they can convert. Snap, kick, plenty of leg, and it is good. So a huge field goal for St. Francis from 43 yards out makes it 16-7 Knights with 5:23 to go. We'll take a break on UF TV.
The LaRich family of dealerships is a proud sponsor of Findlay High School athletics. You'll find a great deal on all new and used vehicles at the LaRich family of dealerships. See the experts at LaRich Chevrolet Cadillac in downtown Findlay and Toyota Subaru on the corner next to Best Buy. Best of luck to both teams. Taylor Auto Group. See the difference Taylor Auto Group has to offer with guaranteed credit approvals, 2,500 vehicles in inventory, and 0 down payment options. Taylor Auto Group, supporting FHS Athletics.
Back at Donnell Stadium, UF TV's coverage of high school football. The Findlay Trojans now fall behind 2 scores again, 16-7, thanks to a 43-yard big-time field goal by Jarrett Puckett of St. Francis. But how about this return? And Moore slips down out at the 40-yard line. Boy, if he doesn't slip on the turf there, he might still be on his feet. But nonetheless, a good return and a decent opportunity with field position for the Trojan offense again. But again, a huge field goal from 43 yards out from Jarrett Puckett. Plenty of leg on it, and he puts St. Francis up 16-7 now with 5:16 to go. So a 9-point game. So again, the Trojans would need 2 scores in order to overtake the Knights now. Krupp sends a man in motion, far side. Fake the bubble. Going long. Into double coverage. Tipped! Oh, and it was almost tipped to the receiver who got behind the 2 St. Francis players. It was number 9, Ben Ireland. A play that comes to mind happened in big-time college football a couple of years ago with Georgia and Auburn. Auburn on a 4th and forever just heaved it down the middle of the field. 2 Georgia players tipped it right into the hands of the Auburn player who ran it in for a touchdown. 2nd down and 10. Now here's the bubble screen. Moore with his speed, center of the field, gets near midfield. That should be, depending on the spot, a 1st down. It's going to be right on the stick. Are they going to mark it 3rd and about a half a yard? Great speed by Isaiah Moore, and the Trojans need to convert here on 3rd and about a half a yard from midfield as we come up on 4.5 to play. And it'll be Krupp. And trying to get it to the corner, gets to the outside, and will get out of bounds across the 45 up near the 41. Nice decision by the Findlay quarterback, Garrett Krupp. Actually, they'll mark him back at the 42. But it'll move the chains. Again, Trojans down 16-7. And the clock stops with the play going out of bounds. 4:29 to go in regulation time. Krupp surveys the defense down the middle. And I believe it is hauled in near the 10-yard line. Justin Roth. And we got an injured St. Francis player in the secondary. How about Roth? That is not an easy catch. And he falls and grabs it at the 11. And we got an injured player for St. Francis. We'll take a break. 4:23 to go in this one. Trojans down 9 on UF TV.
Valfilm is growing rapidly and offers great benefits and career opportunities here in Trojan country. Located at 3441 North Main Street, Valfilm specializes in developing, manufacturing, and marketing flexible packaging. See our friends at Valfilm for your packaging needs. National Lime and Stone, founded in 1903. The National Lime and Stone Company is today one of the major producers of crushed stone in the United States. For your construction needs, stop and see National Lime and Stone.
Back at Donnell Stadium after the injured St. Francis player goes off the field. 1st and 10 Trojans from the St. Francis 12. Krupp going to throw over the middle, tipped, nearly picked off, intended for more coming across the middle. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 now from the 12. But this is exactly what Findlay needs here, a quick score. And then to possibly get it back, hold St. Francis and get the football back. But again, 2nd down 10 here from the 12. Krupp goes shotgun. Pressure coming. Trying to get away from it. Does. Fires near the goal line. Intercepted. A huge turnover there and a great play by St. Francis number 4, Todd Bumpus. Bumpus picks it off at the goal line and runs it back out. We got a flag at the end of the play here. As we see the replay, penalty is on Findlay, so it's not going to matter. Ineligible receiver downfield. Give the ball back to the Knights. What an athletic play down near the goal line by Bumpus. And so St. Francis defense comes up with a huge stop. And again, now all they're thinking is let's get a couple of first downs and milk the clock here. From the 15-yard line, 1st and 10 Knights, leading 16-7, 4:07 to go in regulation. Kaiser out of the gun, will hand off up the gut, couple of yards up across to the 17-yard line. That was 22, Jadane Harris. So 2nd down and 8 now for St. Francis, and they'll be taking their sweet old time here, no question about it. Trojans do have 2 timeouts in their pocket, St. Francis with just 1. Kaiser will snap it under 5 on the play clock, give it, cut back again by Harris, and he'll get out near the 20-yard line. I believe Findlay has called a timeout. We'll take a break. Trojans down 16-7 on UF TV.
Ohio Logistics. With over 5 million square foot of state-of-the-art warehouse space and 400 associates serving 7 states, Ohio Logistics provides all of the assets and operational support necessary to meet your most sophisticated logistics requirements. Ohio Logistics is the smart move. Go Trojans! The place to go for your eye care needs, Spectrum Eye Care. Located at 15840 Medical Drive South, Suite A in Findlay, Ohio. Spectrum Eye Care focuses on outstanding eye care through innovation and compassion. Stop and see the tremendous staff at Spectrum Eye Care. Go Trojans!
Another big 3rd down for the Findlay defense here. See if they can get the stop. It looks like they have. The completion is made, but not going to be enough for a 1st down, and the Trojans will burn their final timeout as they'll be getting the ball back here, you would think, on 4th and 2 upcoming for Toledo St. Francis. So the Trojans needed a stop, needed it quickly, and used their final couple of timeouts to stop the clock here with 3:14 to go and a 4th and 2 coming up here for St. Francis. Again, University of Findlay Athletics and Findlay Trojan football produced by UFTV for your viewing pleasure. Find us at fmn.findlay.edu or on the YouTube channel. Look up UFTV Productions. Findlay Oilers back at it tomorrow night here at Donnell Stadium, hosting Kentucky Wesleyan, 7 o'clock kick. 4th and 2 now for St. Francis. Punt formation here. Big return here for Isaiah Moore. And it's going to be short. I don't think Isaiah is going to get a chance here. Ball going to roll a little bit, and now going to be down at about the 43-yard line for Findlay's offense to take over there. Still down the 2 scores with 3:04 to go. It is 16-7 in favor of the St. Francis Knights. So out trots the Findlay offense here with Krupp in command. And again, the Trojans need to strike and strike quick. Time is now not on their side here. Bunched formation to the near side. Krupp looking. Fires and overshot Dillon, incomplete. Well, 2nd down and 10 for the Trojans. Does stop the clock, and again, Findlay cannot stop the clock. They are out of timeouts. Krupp gets it, rolls, nice block, and out in the flat, Moore with a nice grab. Gets to the outside and does the right thing, gets out of bounds after getting the 1st down at the 44-yard line. So a nice heads-up play by Isaiah Moore. Nice grab and gets out of bounds. Do we have a flag? We do.
11. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
Well, wipe that nice play out. And Findlay will march backwards thanks to the holding call. 2:49 left now. And instead of sitting pretty in St. Francis territory, the Trojans all the way back to their own 28 now, thanks to the holding call. Second and 25 is the count for the Trojans here. Krupp gets the low snap, out in the flat. Moore comes and gets it, and ran into the field, now ran out of bounds after getting up past the original line of scrimmage at around the 43-yard line to set up actually 3rd and a makeable 10 or 9. Well, we're going to be 3rd and 10. So he gets a nice chunk of it back there on that 2nd down play. So now 3rd and 10 for the Trojans, and the clock stopped as he got out of bounds with 2:41 to go. Rush coming, bubble screen. Findlay reads it, and not going to get much. Ben Ireland hit near the line of scrimmage, and Findlay's probably in a situation here. They got to go for it, and the clock's running. 4th and 10. They got to convert here. Down 2 scores, 16-7. So this could be it here if the Trojans are unable to pick this up. We hit 2 minutes to go. 4th and 10. Need to get to the St. Francis 47, and it's going to be incomplete. And St. Francis will take over on downs with just 1:52 to play, and the Trojans with no timeouts cannot stop the clock. So here come the Knights in command from the Findlay 43, up 16-7. The defense they're facing has no way to stop the clock. And Kaiser brings the offense out. Kind of surprised he's in the shotgun here, but he's just going to hand it off. And still churning for yards is Harris. And he'll get a couple to bring up 2nd down and 8. Up near the 41. And again, the clock will run. Findlay cannot stop it with no timeouts. Well, we thought St. Francis would be the one with no timeouts at this juncture as they burned the first 2 of their 3 in the first 2 minutes of the 3rd quarter. So 2nd down and 8 as we near 1:15 left. Simple handoff. Right side again. It's Harris. Stays in bounds. Goes down after a gain of a couple. Looks like 3rd and 6. At the 39 or 38-yard line. So they can wind this down to almost 30 seconds before they snap it. And if the play is able to go 4 or 5 seconds, they may not have to run another play here. As they look to the sideline, they may use their final timeout here. They will, with 32 seconds to play.
Their 3rd and final of the half.
So actually, they'll snap this one after the timeout, and that should do it. So 16-7, it looks like St. Francis is going to get out of here with a win tonight and go to 3-0 in the track and 5-1 overall. Findlay would fall to 1-2 and 2-4 overall and go to Oregon Clay next Friday night. Actually, in the next 2 for the Trojans on the road. At Clay next week, at Toledo St. John's the following week. In 3 weeks, they're back at home on the 25th. Against Lima Senior. They will close out the regular season November 1st back up in Toledo against the Irish of Central Catholic. So 3rd down and 6 with 32 seconds to play, and this could very well be it. As they'll go a safety formation still in the shotgun. And Kaiser will just stand and now genuflect. And he goes down with 27 seconds. They will not set a play clock, and that will do it. So the final 20-some seconds will run off the clock here, and it will be a St. Francis victory here at Donnell Stadium over the Trojans tonight. Probably not the score we all expected, but your final from Donnell tonight is the St. Francis Knights 16 and the Findlay High Trojans 7. We'll try and get the final numbers for you and come back and recap all of the scoring, and we'll get those numbers on the screen for you if we're able to. And then we'll come back and wrap this one up from Donnell Stadium tonight. You're watching Findlay High School football on UF TV.
Taylor Auto Group. See the difference Taylor Auto Group has to offer with guaranteed credit approvals, 2,500 vehicles in inventory, and 0 down payment options. Taylor Auto Group, supporting FHS Athletics. As longtime supporters of Trojan Athletics, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken would like to wish a safe and successful year to all Findlay athletics. Stop and see your friends at Lee's Chicken. Go Trojans! Ohio Logistics. With over 5 million square foot of state-of-the-art warehouse space and 400 associates serving 7 states, Ohio Logistics provides all of the assets and operational support necessary to meet your most sophisticated logistics requirements. Ohio Logistics is the smart move. Go Trojans! The place to go for your eye care needs, Spectrum Eye Care. Located at 15840 Medical Drive South, Suite A in Findlay, Ohio. Spectrum Eye Care focuses on outstanding eye care through innovation and compassion. Stop and see the tremendous staff at Spectrum Eye Care. Go Trojans! Valfilm is growing rapidly and offers great benefits and career opportunities here in Trojan Country. Located at 3441 North Main Street, Valfilm specializes in developing, manufacturing, and marketing flexible packaging. See our friends at Valfilm for your packaging needs. National Lime & Stone. Founded in 1903, the National Lime & Stone Company is today one of the major producers of crushed stone in the United States. For your construction needs, stop and see National Lime & Stone. The LaRich family of dealerships is a proud sponsor of Findlay High School athletics. You'll find a great deal on all new and used vehicles at the LaRich family of dealerships. See the experts at LaRich Chevrolet Cadillac in downtown Findlay and Toyota Subaru on the corner next to Best Buy. Best of luck to both teams.
Back at Donnell Stadium, Jason Aldrich on UFTV as we wrap this one up from Donnell tonight. Findlay High School Trojan football, each and every home game at Donnell Stadium here this year on UFTV. We've got one more to go. That'll be 3 weeks from tonight, the 25th of October, as the Trojans will close out the home portion of the schedule, bringing up rival the Lima Senior Spartans. 16-7, your final. We're gathering the final numbers, and we'll get those on the screen here for you before we wrap this one up for you tonight. Let's recap the scoring as we get the final statistics in. It was a 6-0 lead for St. Francis with 4:45 to go in the first period as Kaiser found Green in the corner of the end zone 5 yards out on a 3rd and goal. They would line up the tricky swing the gate on the extra point, and they would try it and try to go for 2 and get in as the holder took off and ran for the corner, but the Trojans stopped him, and so it was 6-0, and that was our score at the end of one period of play. The Knights would score again with 3:50 to go in the first half, this time on a short screen pass, but it was taken a long way. As Kaiser hit Morgan from about 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, he ran the rest of the 40 yards to make it a 45-yard touchdown strike. This time they would line up and Puckett would kick it through to make it St. Francis 13 and Findlay nothing, and the Findlay offense struggling in the first half of this one tonight. No scoring at all in the third quarter as both offenses really struggled. And then the final period, things became a little bit interesting with 8:47 to go in the game as Findlay struck on a big pass play to get it down to the St. Francis 3-yard line thanks to Isaiah Moore's speed. And then Krupp on the very next play would call his own number and run it in from 3 yards out. Wilcox would make the point after to make it a one-score game at 13-7. But then St. Francis on the next possession, faced with a 4th down situation, trusting Jarrett Puckett, who looks like he's got a big-time leg, knocks a field goal in from 43 yards out to make it a 2-score game and a 2-score final. And that would put St. Francis up 16-7, and that would be your final score. Here's some of the final numbers on the screen. Let's go over those. As you see, St. Francis with 325 total offensive yards compared to the Trojans' 236. Passing yards, Trojans do catch up to St. Francis in the second half. 149 for the Knights, 145 for the Trojans. Rushing yards, 196 for the Knights, just 94 for Findlay. First down, St. Francis doubled up the Trojans 14-7. One turnover for the Trojans. That came in the first half. None for St. Francis tonight. Time of possession pretty much dominated by the Knights. 27 minutes, 50 seconds. The Trojans with the ball tonight just a little over 18 minutes. So, again, St. Francis improves to 3-0 in the track, 5-1 overall. Findlay falls to 1-2 in track play and 2-4 overall. Again, here on UFTV, it's the Oilers tomorrow night here at Donnell Stadium against Kentucky Wesleyan. That's a 7 o'clock kick. We are back with you 3 weeks from tonight, back here at Donnell Stadium for the home finale as the Trojans welcome in the Lima Senior Spartans. Findlay Media Network, a student-run nonprofit news and entertainment organization at the University of Findlay, comprised of University of Findlay Television, UFTV, 88.3 WLFC, the Pulse newspaper, and public relations. FMN is able to provide an array of programming, production services, and hands-on experience for UF students because of the support from viewers and listeners like you. For our entire UFTV crew on hand here tonight at Donnell Stadium, I'm Jason Aldrich. Final score, the Findlay Trojans fall to the St. Francis Knights 16-7. Good night, everyone.
UFTV is your university and community TV station.